Welcome to Daily English Grow.
Welcome back to Daily English Grow. I am Maya, and today we are talking about a topic that can completely change your life.
Yes. Hello, everyone. I am Leo. Today we are discussing how to stop caring about what other people think of you. It is a big problem for many English learners and just for people in everyday life.
Oh, absolutely. I remember when I first started speaking English in public. Every time I made a small mistake, my face turned red. I thought everyone was judging me. I was so worried about their opinions.
I think we all know that feeling, Maya. It is like having a tiny, angry boss inside your head, constantly watching everything you do. But today, we want to help you fire that boss. We are going to share stories, lessons, and some great new vocabulary to help you build confidence.
That is right. And remember, this script is written in B1 English, which means it is easy to understand, but it will still challenge you with some amazing new words. Before we dive into our main story, let us look at our first new vocabulary word for today. Leo, what is it?
The first word is anxious. Let me spell it for you. A-N-X-I-O-U-S. Maya, how would you define anxious for our listeners?
Anxious is an adjective. It means feeling worried, nervous, or afraid about something that might happen. For example, you might feel anxious before a big English exam or a job interview.
Exactly. And when we care too much about what people think, we live in a constant state of being anxious. We worry if our clothes are right, if our words are perfect, or if people are laughing at us behind our backs.
But here is the good news. Most of the time, people are not thinking about us at all. They are too busy worrying about themselves. Let us illustrate this with a story about a character named Tom.
I love stories. Let us hear about Tom. Who was he, and what was his biggest challenge?
Tom was a young man who wanted to start a small business. He loved baking cakes. He made the most delicious chocolate cakes you could ever imagine. But Tom had a problem. He was terrified of criticism.
Wait, let us pause there. Criticism is an excellent B1 word. Can you explain what criticism means?
Yes, criticism is a noun. It is the act of expressing disapproval or finding faults in something or someone. For example, if someone tastes Tom's cake and says, "This is too sweet, you did a bad job," that is criticism.
Ah, I see. So Tom was afraid that if he opened a bakery, people would give him negative criticism. He was scared they would say his cakes were bad or that his dream was silly.
Exactly. Because of this fear, Tom kept his dream a secret for 3 whole years. He worked a boring office job that he hated. Every day, he walked past an empty shop on the main street and thought, "I wish I could open my bakery there." But then his fear would stop him. He would think, "What if my neighbors see me fail? What will they say?"
That is so sad, Maya. He was letting the imaginary opinions of other people control his actual life. This brings us to our third vocabulary word, imaginary. It means something that is only in your mind, something that is not real.
Yes, his fears were completely imaginary. One day, Tom met an old woman named Clara. Clara was 80 years old, and she was the happiest person in the village. She wore bright yellow hats, rode a bicycle with a loud bell, and laughed whenever she wanted to. She did not care about anyone's opinion.
Clara sounds like an amazing woman. I want to meet her. What did Clara say to Tom?
Tom saw Clara sitting on a bench one afternoon. He decided to sit next to her. He was feeling very sad that day because his office boss had shouted at him. Tom looked at Clara and asked, "Clara, how are you always so happy? Don't you worry that people look at your bright yellow hat and think you are strange?"
What did she do? Did she get angry?
No, Clara just laughed out loud. She looked at Tom and said, "Tom, when I was 20 years old, I worried about what everyone thought of me. When I was 40 years old, I stopped caring what they thought of me. And now that I am 80 years old, I realize they were never thinking about me at all."
Wow, that is a powerful lesson. Let us repeat that because it is so beautiful. They were never thinking about me at all.
Right. Clara explained to Tom that everyone is the main character in their own movie. When people look at you, they are usually filtering everything through their own lives, their own problems, and their own insecurities.
Hold on, Maya. You used the great word there, insecurities. Let us explain that to our daily English Grow family. Insecurity is a noun, and the plural is insecurities. It means a feeling of not being confident or feeling uncertain about yourself.
Yes, for example, a person might have an insecurity about their weight or their accent when speaking English. When people judge you, it is often because of their own insecurities. They want to make themselves feel better by making you feel small.
That makes so much sense. Clara was trying to show Tom that the judgments of others are not about him. They are about them. So, what did Tom do after this conversation?
Tom went home and looked at his life. He realized he was wasting his time trying to be perfect for people who did not actually care. The next day, he went to the bank, took out his savings, and rented that empty shop on the main street. He was going to open his bakery.
Yes! Go, Tom! That is amazing! But wait, was he still scared?
Of course he was scared. True courage is not about having no fear. Courage is taking action even when you are scared. This leads us to our next important word, courage. It is a noun that means the ability to do something that frightens you. It is bravery.
I love that definition. Tom showed great courage. He opened the bakery. But I am curious, what happened when the doors opened? Did people criticize him?
On the first day, Tom stood behind the counter in his clean white apron. His heart was beating so fast. A man walked in, bought a slice of chocolate cake, took a bite, and made a strange face. Tom immediately felt anxious. He thought, "Oh no, he hates it. I am a failure."
Oh no! What did the man say?
The man looked at Tom and said, "This cake is so delicious that it makes me want to cry. My grandmother used to bake a cake just like this." Tom felt a huge wave of relief. He realized his mind had created a terrible story that was completely false.
This is a classic human habit. We create bad stories in our heads before anything even happens. In psychology, this is called catastrophizing. But for our B1 level, we can just say overthinking.
Yes, overthinking is a noun and a verb. It means thinking about something too much or for too long, which usually makes you feel worried or stressed. Tom was overthinking the customer's expression.
So, Tom's bakery became a success because he stopped letting overthinking and the fear of criticism rule his life. But Maya, what about the people who actually did criticize him? Because let us be honest, you cannot please everyone.
You are completely right, Leo. A few weeks later, a local food critic came to the bakery. This critic was famous for being very mean. He wrote a review in the local newspaper saying Tom's bakery was too simple and the decorations were old-fashioned.
Oh no, that must have hurt Tom's feelings. How did he handle it? Did he close the bakery?
A year ago, Tom would have closed the shop and cried. But now, he remembered Clara's advice. He looked at the review and realized that the critic was just one person with one opinion. The critic preferred fancy, expensive modern desserts. Tom preferred simple, traditional cakes that bring joy. Tom decided to ignore the review.
Let us highlight that word, ignore. It is a verb. It means to intentionally pay no attention to something or someone. Tom chose to ignore the negative words.
Yes, he ignored them. And you know what happened? His regular customers did not care about the newspaper review at all. They kept coming every day because they loved Tom and they loved his cakes. Tom realized that trying to please everyone is a recipe for misery.
A recipe for misery. I like that idiom, especially because Tom is a baker. Let us explain misery. It is a noun that means a state of great unhappiness or suffering. If you try to make every single person like you, you will end up in misery.
Absolutely, Leo. Now, let us bring this advice to our wonderful audience who are learning English. How does this story apply to learning a new language?
It applies perfectly. When you learn English, you must speak. But many students are terrified of making mistakes. They think, if I use the wrong grammar, people will think I am stupid. Or, if my pronunciation is not perfect, they will laugh at me.
Yes, I see this all the time. Students prefer to stay silent because they want to protect their ego. They are afraid of looking foolish. But here is the truth. Mistakes are the only way to grow.
Exactly. Let us introduce another great word here, progress. It can be a noun or a verb. As a noun, it means movement toward a destination or a better state. It means improvement. You cannot make progress without making mistakes.
Yes, think about a little child learning to walk. The child falls down 50 times a day. Do the parents look at the child and say, "Oh, look at him, he failed. What a loser"? No, of course not. They cheer because they know falling is part of making progress.
That would be a very mean parent. You are so right. We need to treat ourselves like that encouraging parent. When you make a mistake in English, you should smile and say, "Wow, I am learning. I am making progress."
So, how do we practically stop caring about what people think? Let us give our listeners 3 clear steps they can practice today. Leo, what is step number 1?
Step number 1 is to define your own values. A value is a noun that means a principle or standard that you believe is important in life. For example, honesty, kindness, creativity, or growth.
Yes, if your value is growth, then making a mistake while speaking English matches your value perfectly. It means you are trying to grow. When you know your values, the opinions of strangers matter much less. You don't need their approval because you approve of yourself.
Beautifully said. Now, Maya, what is step number 2?
Step number 2 is to practice being vulnerable. Let us spell this big word because it is very important. vulnerable. It is an adjective. It means being open to the possibility of being hurt or criticized.
Being vulnerable sounds scary, Maya. Why should we want to do that?
Because vulnerability is where connection lives. When you admit that you are learning, when you say, "My English is not perfect, but I am trying," people actually love that. They don't judge you, they want to help you. It shows that you are a real, authentic human being.
That is so true. Every time a student tells me, I am nervous about my English, I immediately feel closer to them. I want to support them even more. Vulnerability is a superpower.
It really is. Now, Leo, give us the final step. Step number 3.
Step number 3 is to change your focus from me to them. When you are too worried about what people think, you are focusing entirely on yourself. You are thinking, how do I look? How do I sound?
Ah, I see. It is a bit selfish, isn't it? Even if we don't mean it that way.
Exactly. Instead, focus on the other person. If you are speaking English to someone, focus on helping them understand your message. Focus on being kind, on listening to their story, or on sharing a nice moment. When you focus on connection instead of perfection, the anxiety disappears.
Wow, Leo, that is an incredible tip. Shift the focus from perfection to connection. I love that so much.
Thank you, Maya. Now, let us do a quick review of the wonderful vocabulary words we learned today. It is important for our listeners to practice these words so they can use them in their daily lives.
Yes, let us do a quick quiz for our Daily English Grow family. I will give the definition, and Leo, you can say the word. Listeners, see if you can say the word before Leo does.
I am ready. Let us do it.
Word number 1. An adjective that means feeling worried, nervous, or afraid about the future.
That is anxious.
Correct. Word number 2. A noun that means the act of expressing disapproval or finding faults in someone.
That is criticism.
Perfect. Word number 3. An adjective that describes something that is not real, only existing in the mind.
That is imaginary.
Great job! Word number 4. A noun that means a feeling of not being confident or being uncertain about yourself.
That is insecurity, or the plural, insecurities.
Correct again. Word number 5. A noun that means bravery or the ability to do something that scares you.
That is courage.
Excellent. Word number 6. A noun or verb that means thinking about something too much or for too long, causing stress.
That is overthinking.
Yes. Word number 7. A verb that means to intentionally pay no attention to someone or something.
That is ignore.
2 more left. Word number 8. A noun that means a state of great unhappiness or suffering.
That is misery.
And the final word. An adjective that means being open to the possibility of being hurt or criticized.
That is the big one. Vulnerable.
Fantastic! You got them all right, Leo, and I am sure our listeners did great too.
Remember, everyone, learning English is a journey. Do not let the fear of what other people think stop you from speaking. The world wants to hear your voice, your ideas, and your stories.
Yes, stop giving away your power to the imaginary opinions of others. Be like Clara in her bright yellow hat. Be full of courage, ignore the criticism, and keep making progress every single day.
Thank you so much for watching and listening to Daily English Grow today. If you loved this video, please click the like button and subscribe to our channel for more B1 English lessons.
Leave a comment below using one of our new vocabulary words today. We love reading your comments. Until next time, keep growing!
Bye-bye, everyone. See you in the next video.